Hey there, hey, and welcome to this Hump Day pod of Born to Be a Star. Today is another day and another opportunity for us to celebrate our star power. I am going to be doing something fun in celebration of my birthday, which is next week. A lot going on, nothing bad, everything good. My puppy just had a surgery. He's recovering from it, and I was looking at something whack on television. The hearing of how do we deal with situations that we don't like, and how do we prevail? I mean, that's a question. I do think that we need to be aware of our surroundings. Yes, we can decide we want to do something different. Yes, we can decide we want to change our minds. Yes, we can decide anything. And
they contacted me and asked me if I would be willing to consider taking on the role. So Trump handpicked you to be the FBI director. Yes. And he expected you to do what he wanted you to do.
I think that
Well, that I can't speak to.
I do think that you have power.
He's unhappy with you now, isn't he? I'll let him speak for himself. Well, I think a lot of his acolytes here reflect his
I think that yes, you can decide you want to change your mind. Yes, you can decide you want to do something different. You can decide you want a new hobby, decide you want a different hair color, decide you want to change your nails, paint your nails, dip your nails, decide you want to do gel. You can decide that you want a new car. You want to keep the same car. You want to move to a different town. You want to move to a different state. You want to be Republican. You want to be a Democrat. You want to be unaffiliated, or you want to be independent. You can decide whatever you want.
defund and dismantle the FBI, end quote. Another told Fox News that, quote, Republicans should defund the bureaucracy, end quote. And a third told the press that he thinks the FBI, quote, needs to be split up and moved out into pieces, end quote. Those are direct quotes and only a small sample of what's out there. Can you briefly describe for us what the effect would be on our national security and on our domestic tranquility?
I think that people have the idea that you can't be something different, right?
Law enforcement professionals and their families, but more importantly, in many ways, it would hurt our great state and local law enforcement partners.
You have to be able to understand
Work with them on a whole slew
your
of challenging threats. It would hurt the American
power,
people, neighborhoods, and
because you can change your mind. Because no one should look at you differently if you decide you want to do something different. If you want a new hobby, if you want a new best friend, if you want to try something different at a restaurant, you shouldn't be judged for that. Next part of the conversation, never give up. If you give up, how are you going to get to the best part of the story?
I thank the chairman. Director Ray, thank you. Thank you for your work with the FBI, and thank you for your history.
I think that we have to be aware of our surroundings, and we have to be aware of what's happening. Clearly, bad things happen to good people all the time, and bad things happen. Like me telling you I had polycystic ovary syndrome, and I talk about that every day, because you know how difficult it is as a woman to hear that news from a doctor that you're not going to be able to have your own kids. I don't want to have another woman hold my baby and give birth to my child, right? As much as I love adoption and I want to adopt a child and do that, that is a huge undertaking that takes a lot of time. And
I hope you don't change your party affiliation after this hearing is over. But I want to thank you. I want to thank you for leading an agency, as you mentioned in your opening statement, that protects Americans from foreign terrorists. That
I think that Hearing the news that you have something wrong with you that makes it harder for you to do things that shouldn't be harder to do, especially as a woman, is very difficult. Or you could be a man and you could hear something similar, and that probably would affect you as well. I think it's important that we have to understand you can recover from illnesses. You might be able to get past something. You might not always be stuck. If you give up, you're never going to get to the best part of the story. So don't give up. Don't cave in. Don't give in. Don't allow people to navigate and tell you what to do. Right? There's a lot of things happening.
I'm not concerned about FISA in a partisan way, and frankly, I am not in favor of defunding the FBI, nor am I in favor of splitting up the FBI, nor am I in favor of using the home and rule for the FBI director. I'm concerned about FISA because I'm concerned about what makes this place special.
I think that we have a big problem, which is going to lead me into the next part of our conversation with no media allowed. I think that we can't give up. You're seeing a lot of things that were hidden that are not hidden anymore. And you're seeing people's real intentions that, again, aren't hidden that we can see. Clearly, taking all that into consideration, that can lead you in a negative path, that could leave you bitter, that could leave you sour, that could leave you feeling a lot of different ways, right? Regardless of where you live in the world, if you live in the United States, you're seeing it more full-fledged, and it might make you feel really uncomfortable. Hearing bad news, something's not going the way you want, dealing with infertility because doctors lie to you about birth control, and they don't tell you as you start to get older and you start to age and you get to your 30s, it's going to be more difficult for you to try to become pregnant or things like that. Those are conversations where doctors shouldn't be lying to you and your mom in a room at an OBGYN, right? You should be skeptical about taking any medication. You should also be skeptical about what an abortion actually is. Never give up means you have to keep trying. If your child is sick, if your family member is sick, if somebody you love has an illness that's going to lead to the ending being death.
I agree with my colleague from California, and I don't often agree with folks in California, but I agree with my colleague from California.
I think we can't give up. I think we have to stay strong. I know we have to stay strong. I'm telling you as somebody who can very easily be persuaded to be sad, or I can let something steal my joy. Sometimes that happens to me, and that's not good. But I'm telling you this as someone that wants to stay in happiness. Don't give up on yourself or anybody you love. Stay content with that love. Stay content with what's happening and see it through to the end. Finally, why not today? Why not today? It means don't put stuff on the back burner. Don't say you're going to wash the clothes at the end of the week. If you've got time available and you can wash the clothes, go put them in the washing machine. If you need to do something over in your kitchen or you need to fix your dishwasher, call up a handyman and see if you can get it fixed. If you need to go to the grocery shopping and you know you don't have a lot of food for the week, go to the grocery store. If you know that you're supposed to be doing something with your family member or your friend and then you're non-responsive and you're not helping them, find a way to be responsive. No, don't hold off today for tomorrow, and don't be stupid thinking that tomorrow might come. It might not. We don't know. Maybe this is like one of those sci-fi movies where tomorrow might not come, or maybe we're really in the Matrix. Be aware. Please be aware that when you do not do what you're supposed to do and you hold off, you're limiting yourself in a way that is not going to be beneficial long term. I'm just saying. I believe in everybody, regardless of the color of your skin, regardless of what language you speak, or regardless of what country you live in, regardless of what street you live on, what high school you graduated, or what preschool you went to when you were 4. I think that anybody can do anything they put their mind to, and it doesn't matter if your hair is straight. It doesn't matter if your hair is curly. It doesn't matter if it's blue or orange or yellow or green. If you want to succeed and you want to accomplish something, I say go for it. Even if you fail at it and you might not be as good as you think you are, at least you tried. Nothing beats a failure but a try, right? Do not put off today for tomorrow, because tomorrow is not promised and we don't know if that's coming. Let's get into some of these headlines. Let's get to them with no media allowed, no media allowed, no media allowed, because they lie to us, anyway. So, currently, Director Ray is being pressed by the House Judiciary Committee, and that's currently what I'm watching. It is 11:24 on Wednesday, and I'll be leaving soon to celebrate my birthday with my mom and sister, so that's gonna be fun. It's next week, but I gotta work. You know, where there's a will, there's a way. Well, I'm not working, but everybody else does, so we'll figure it out. Anyways, I took the day off work because I don't work on my birthday. Sorry, don't do that. Not for me. I think that the DOJ and the FBI have gotten out of hand. I think the idea that we have to have a conversation with them and this is live means they misused their power. They went to social media companies and told them to silence people. They took away our freedom of speech in America. And I'm not hell-bent on trusting Mark Zuckerberg with whatever that whack program that he came out with to combat Twitter, right? There's no justice in America anymore. The DOJ is the secret affiliate of the Biden administration and the Democratic Party. There's only one people winning here.
I believe it began with urgency when it came to the foot soldiers who broke into the Capitol and assaulted police officers that day. But at least what I can tell from the public record, the activities of the president himself, some of which were a matter very much of public record, such as his tape-recorded conversation.
God, listening to Added Shift.
In Georgia, in which he badgered the secretary to, quote, find 11,780 votes that don't exist. While that was the subject of investigation by the local district attorney,
I think that we have a problem here. Adam Schiff should not be able to talk about anything to anybody. Honestly, I'm over it. I'm over the idea that we're lying to people. They misuse their power to silence people about COVID and everything else. Are we still fucking talking about January 6th? It's 2023. Why are we still talking about that? You know why we're still talking about it? Because they don't have anything else to talk about. Do you know that they're coming after you if you want to go to the gym? Right now, the Democratic Party says that it's Republican if you want to work out and be healthy. Well, I guess I'm fucking Republican because I love going to the gym, I like drinking water, and I like living a healthy life. I like eating portions, and I like being healthy. I pay for a trainer every week, right? So, taking that into consideration, right? Where does that leave us?
So, I believe the Department, if anything, has exercised enormous caution. I would say too much caution in the January 6th committee's work and oversight to proceed against a former president when there are serious and credible allegations of criminal conduct. But I want to thank you for your stewardship during this incredibly difficult time. I don't think there's been a more difficult time for an FBI director.
I think that we're lying about the motives here, and I want you to question it. I'm not saying Director Ray intended on any of these things happening, but I am saying clearly the Biden administration is corrupt, and they're lying, and they have schemed their way into millions of dollars and houses and mansions and all these things. And they didn't just get that. And if you are somebody that is a politician that's not getting paid off, you don't have multiple houses, you don't have a Corvette, you don't have any of these things. You don't just randomly get this.
So the rise of domestic violent extremism is something that I and we have been identifying for quite some time.
Honestly, this is crazy, right? It's insane that we want to criminalize being white in America when the predominant race in America is white. I'm sorry you don't like that. I'm sorry that that might offend you. I'm sorry if you're black and you're mad. But you do understand that the Democratic Party removed men from the households and fathers from their families by incarcerating them and putting them in jail. If you want to blame anybody for that, you can pretty much blame Hillary Clinton, definitely Joe Biden, and definitely the Democratic Party. So I know you want to sit here and you don't want to take your responsibility, but you're going to have to. They're lying to us. Joe Biden can't push a chair at a beach in sand, okay? That's your representation. That's your president. It's not my president. My president is Donald Trump, and I don't care if you don't like that. Because that man knew what he was doing. He might be older as well, but I bet you when Donald Trump was president, gas was $1.89. There was more houses than wasn't. Everything was reasonably priced. It didn't cost fucking $40 to order food on DoorDash. And also, there was no war with Ukraine and Russia because Putin wasn't doing anything. China wasn't completely corrupting the entire world and getting away with that either, saying that they're going to be the savior for electric vehicles.
Two letters, both from David Weiss, the Trump-appointed U.S. Attorney in Delaware, rebutting allegations concerning partiality in the investigation of the Hunter Biden case.
Honestly, are we going to sit here and lie to ourselves?
Director, what's the difference between a traditional Catholic and a radical traditional Catholic?
I'm not an expert on the Catholic orders.
Well, your FBI wrote a memo talking about radical traditional Catholics. I'm just wondering if you could define it for us.
Well, what I can tell you is you're referring to the Richmond product, which was a single product by a single field office, which as soon as I found out about it, I was aghast and ordered it withdrawn and removed from FBI systems.
You were aghast, then why won't you let us talk to the people who put it together?
We are working on finishing an internal review into what happened.
We have to wait. We, the Congress, and the American people have to wait until you do an internal review. It's not a criminal investigation going on here. An internal review before we can talk to the people who wrote this.
When we finish our internal review, which will be very soon, we will come back
before the committee
in America and provide a briefing on what we found.
Well, we appreciate the briefing. We want to talk to the people who wrote it. Any idea how many Catholics are in America, Director?
No, sir.
There's a lot, over 60 million. What percentage of those are radical traditional Catholics, according to the Richmond Field Office of the FBI?
Again, that product is not something that I will defend or excuse. It's something that I thought was appalling and removed it.
Let's read from that product, page 4 of that product. By the way, the copy you gave us, when can we get a copy that doesn't have all these redactions on it, so we can actually see what the American taxpayers were paying for to see their rights, their First Amendment religious liberty rights attacked? Let me just read from page 4. Provide new opportunities to mitigate extremist threats.
Sorry for the silence, but I'm listening to Jim Jordan right now, go after Ray. Are you hearing this shit? They're saying that there's radical Catholics. I'm a Catholic. I'm not radical. I go to church every week. I volunteer at my church. My church is like my family. I'm over this shit. And I had more to say on this opening of No Media Allowed, like Americans forget their small percentage of the world. Yeah, Americans have American first problems. Disney is burning their capital because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And the Declaration of Independence means something, but the FBI and the fucking CIA and these Democratic politicians act like it doesn't exist. The idea that you're trying to come at me telling me that a fucking abortion is okay, it is okay for people to have unprotected sex, get pregnant, and then not want to be responsible, so then have an abortion and kill a fetus, right? A fetus is a baby. That's not okay. The idea that men want to play dress up and be women isn't okay either. Why are we allowing men to win women contests? right? Why are men and women sports, right? Why is this happening? Why are boys and girls locker rooms at high school? And why is the Democratic Party failing on their idea of immigration? In New York, they want to let these illegal fucking people sleep on the floor. And I know you might come after me because I said illegal people. These people are not trying to get help. They don't want to live in the country they live in, so they claim they need asylum. Then they come over here and they get free things. Where my mom lives, there's people that are religious, right? And I can't remember the name of the religion. Clearly, they're illegal aliens that came into this country in the dead of night. And I think they're from Afghanistan. So they're whatever that religion is. They allowed their children to go into the middle of the area and eat, right? They have new cars, they have state jobs, and they're not American. How did they get put into a housing situation, and how do they have money when they don't give those same things to actual Americans? What happens to the actual Americans that don't get these jobs? There's a first question. Here's a second question. What about the American children that need an education system that actually helps them prevail in their journey of life? American children don't have that either. You're telling Americans to hate America while you're letting foreign national illegal aliens come into this country and take advantage of things that they shouldn't have advantage to take of. If you want to come into this country, if you don't do it the legal way, you shouldn't be allowed here. That's it. There's no conversation outside of that. If you don't come into this country illegally, you should be sent back to where you came from. I don't give a fuck where you came from. I don't care. There's enough American issues that we don't have money, we don't have funds, we don't have space, we don't have anything for you people to come here. It's not personal. It's just like in other countries where they don't have any room. Neither does America. How many of these fucking illegal people are you going to allow to come into our country? I'm an American and I'm embarrassed. Okay? It's abysmal. We're talking about millions of people that are not American. It's quite insane that I'm talking about this. The Democrats aren't asking the right questions. The Republicans are not doing what they're supposed to do. Impeach Joe Biden. Impeach the head of the DOJ. And impeach Ray too. Okay, because there's way too many things going wrong here that should be taken care of. Kamala Harris was supposed to be in charge of the border. She isn't in charge of anything. That bitch can't even say a complete sentence. And yes, I called her a bitch because she is a bitch, a female dog. She doesn't know what she's talking about. And she's a fucking embarrassment. And I'm cussing today because I'm irritated, okay? I pay my goddamn taxes. I work. Nobody gives me anything. No one gives my husband anything. No one gives our parents anything. We are hard-working Americans. And that is an embarrassment now. The idea that you show up on time or you're reliable or responsible, that's a white power thing, right? We're convincing black people that every white person you meet has white power. White people don't have white power. They're just white. What the hell is going on in America? I think that Democrats should be banned from speaking on a fucking microphone, and I'm over it. I'm over everything that's happening. It is an embarrassment to not just me and my family, but to you and yours, right? We need to be questioning what they're doing. We need to be questioning what's next here. And we need to be questioning why they do these things. Why are you allowing all these illegal aliens to come into our country and claim that they need asylum? Asylum from what? Like, I'm sorry that I don't have any sympathy or empathy for you, but I'm living in a country that's attacking me because I don't want to be racist toward white people, because I value my education. I value the fact that I am a Catholic, and I value the idea that
which themselves have happened, and as we just discussed. But this kind of phenomenon, doxing, is itself
everybody is equal. It doesn't matter the color of your skin. I think it was phenomenal that the Supreme Court has made a lot of these decisions about everybody should just be gray. Like, I'm with that, right? I'm that kind of person, right? I didn't grow up racist. I'll never understand it. I'll always be confused about it. I'll never get it. I'll never get it. But the idea that you're attacking white people, first of all, part of me is white, okay? German and Irish, that's white, okay? Boom, right? I'm white. Part of me is white. So I don't understand how I could be racist against my own people. There's that.
Watching this hearing in front of the House Judiciary Committee led by Republicans now, and a pretty heated moment just unfolded with Representative Matt Gaetz of Florida and FBI Director Christopher Wray. And before we get into the replay of that, in case you missed it, we're going to lean in harder and bring in my guests. I'm Harris Faulkner. This is the Faulkner Focus coverage of this live hearing.
I think that there's a lot going on, and this is going to be a longer version of it because of this conversation today, right? We can't let this go. These people have to be held accountable. Stop calling us the MAGA Republic. You don't like that we're fighting back, and that's too fucking bad. You have had multiple years of power.
Almost suspiciously, I'm curious. Are you protecting the Bidens? Absolutely not. The FBI does not answer the question. Hold on. You won't answer the question about whether or not that's a shakedown. The FBI has broken so bad that people can go and engage in queries that when you come before the Congress to answer questions, you're like blissfully ignorant. You're blissfully ignorant as to the unlawful queries. You're blissfully ignorant as to the Biden shakedown regime. And it just seems like it gets into a kind of a creepy...
I don't think we can trust any of these people. I don't think we can trust any of these parties. I don't think any of them are doing their jobs. And I think Director Wray was chosen by Trump, but clearly he's folded and they were able to pay him off. So there's that. And I think definitely the DOJ was always funky to begin with. I think we've got a big problem. False gods give you fake reality. Men can't be women and women can't be men. I'm going to end that there, okay? I'm tired of living in a reality where I bust my ass, I go to work, I work hard, right? Nobody gave me anything. I get up, I've had a job since I was fucking 12, okay? I earned my own money. I got into college by myself, and I didn't just get into one, I got into multiple colleges, okay? What the fuck are we talking about? Why is it that people want to tell kids they shouldn't go to college? People want to tell kids they should smoke weed and do drugs and have children out of wedlock and do all this ridiculous shit, right? And nobody wants to be held accountable. I'm over it. I'm fucking over it. And today, I'm talking about it. And I'm going to talk about it tomorrow, too, on Thursday, right? Director Wray has folded. We don't have anyone on our side. Republican, Democratic, whatever it is. There's a fucking uniparty, and the globalists are taking over. There is no more normal United States of America, with the idea that Kamala Harris gave an award to a man dressed up in a woman's costume because they want to congratulate LGBTQ. LGBTQ is a distraction as they burn our country down. Wake the fuck up. When you go to vote soon enough, please do not vote democratically or watch your neighborhood burn down. Watch every store you like get robbed. Watch stores you like leave. This is going to get worse. I am not feeling bad that I'm Catholic. I'm not feeling bad that I believe in God, that I am married, right? I don't feel bad about that either. And I don't feel bad about the fact that I know how to budget and do things the correct way. If you want to talk ignorantly and you want to be predominantly stupid, go ahead. If you want to look down on me because I like the idea that I'm educated and smart, go ahead. If you want to look down on me because I'm admitting to you that I am not into this democratic disaster where they're giving our country away to illegals and we gotta watch it. These motherfuckers have cars and houses and all sorts of things, and Americans can't get that. That's what I'm saying. Let's get into the main part of the conversation. We're skipping the tea today too.
We're talking different things here, and please don't distract me for folks.
I set the narrative. This leads into what I was just saying. I'm tired of living in a reality where I have to question how I say things. If you don't like something, fuck the person questioning you about it.
I find that kind of a remarkable statement, Director. At this point, you don't know whether there were undercover federal agents, FBI agents, in the crowd or in the Capitol on January 6th.
I say that because I want to be very careful. There have been a number of court filings related to some of these topics, and I want to make sure that I stick within what's in.
I understand that.
I think that we need to be aware of our star power, and we need to start giving our power away. For an entire year and a half, I was in a situation where I was allowing my light to dim for something that wasn't worth my light dimming. I gave power to people that didn't deserve the power. And I'm recognizing that I can't ever do that shit again. And that's not the first time I've done it, but recognizing that I did it, it sucked to recognize that I basically was living my life lying to myself, trying to change my character, switching things that I like, that I love, that I am, to fit in. I told you the other day, you don't want to fit into the group or the clique or whatever is going on. You setting your own narrative means you get to decide what you do, who you talk to, what you subjugate yourself with. That's
in the same June 2021 committee hearing, you told
important.
us that the FISA court, quote, approved
the ugly get mad at real beauty. The ugly get mad at real beauty because they're ugly on the outside and the inside, right? Like, they are. They really are. If you have a real conversation with ugly people, they get mad, jealous, and envious at the drop of a dime. They don't like people's energy, enthusiasm, or courage. They hate that. They are anti-happiness, and they like misery, right? They want to be in control of everything, and that's fine. Don't let anybody steal your light, steal your joy, and steal your happiness. And if you find a person that's miserable and ugly on the outside just as they are in the inside, find a way to get away from them. Because there's no fixing that. Ugly is ugly. The reflection of ugly is ugly. Some people can't be fixed, which is what I just said, right? If someone has cruel intentions, if someone's not a nice person, if somebody is the problem, it is likely that they can't be fixed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The House Judiciary Committee is responsible for helping to ensure the rule of law. Unfortunately, this chairman ignored a bipartisan congressional subpoena served upon him. The actions of this chairman have undermined the credibility of all congressional committees in seeking information from witnesses and have undermined the rule of law. Now, Director Ray, thank you for your public service and for the service.
I gotta tell you that.
I'm gonna ask you a series.
Stop trying to fix people that are broken. Stop trying to talk somebody into something, and stop trying to change a situation that's not working out. If it's not working, then
Trump donor Elliot Brady was convicted in a federal court, correct? Also my recollection. The Attorney General at the time.
then we need to just call it what it is. And that's fine. You cannot spend your time worrying about things that you cannot fix. Be aware of that.
I believe that's correct. The Attorney General at the time for Cohen's second conviction was
The amazing won't be silent long. You can spend your time angry, mad,
President Trump.
frustrated, pissed off, and just totally annihilated with the idea that freedom of speech is real. Like, you can be one of these people that want to give you an explanation of why you can't say certain things because it's not nice. Like, taking in consideration a professional setting, okay?
The attorney general
Like,
at the time of those three cases was Jeff Sessions.
you shouldn't be saying certain things in certain environments. And I'm a firm believer when it comes to your job, you shouldn't be talking about anything but like Food Network, right? Because you shouldn't be talking about religion, and you definitely shouldn't be talking about politics at work. Now, as you know, I am a Trump fan, right? I'm a Republican. I'm a conservative. I'm a Christian, right? I listen to country music. I listen to Christian music. I listen to Frank Sinatra. I don't listen to rap music. I don't listen to pop music that often. And when I do, it's on a limited basis. And I've crafted my life in a way that makes me happy, right? Honestly, you really need to be careful.
Now, I'd like to talk about efforts by MAGA Republicans to defund the FBI. I think it'd be useful for the FBI to explain to American people what your missions are and what they are. So, again, a series of basic questions. The FBI's mission includes counterterrorism, correct? Yes. And that means the FBI works to stop terrorist attacks on Americans.
Why
Yes.
are
The FBI's mission also includes counterintelligence, correct? Yes.
you willing to be silent with something you believe in? You shouldn't be. You should be willing to fight for something you believe in. You should be willing to do anything for something that you believe in. Life is truly beautiful. It is. So enjoy it. Laugh, smile, listen, love, enjoy it. Demand your moment. Your moment's not going to sit there and be like, it's time for you to shine. No, you have to demand it.
You also go after white-collar crime, right? Yes. The FBI's mission also includes going after child sex trafficking, correct? Yes. Okay. Republican members of their caucus, including members on this committee, have asked to defund FBI.
All right, with that allegation against Republicans, we just want to step in here for just a second. Jason Chaffetz, former Republican congressman and Fox News contributor, Matthew Whitaker, and then they mentioned you. Defund the FBI.
Honestly,
Was the accusation that Ted Lieu
demand your moment, because if you don't demand it, what's going to happen?
They want accountability. Republicans are wondering and questioning if it should be
It really has to be a situation where you're not sitting there wondering when you're producing and you're making it happen. That's it. Demand your moment. Demand your time. Demand this as your year to find your dream job, your dream house, to become a mom. Focus on getting pregnant, even if you got to go to the doctor and go through all these things where where the sperm and the eggs are being looked at, and you have to figure out and navigate a way, take medication, do whatever the fuck you have to do. Make your life the priority. Take your time to be now. Make yourself the star, and don't apologize for it. That's what I'm saying. Moving into watching things with Star Watch Talk, back to the challenge. I started watching the challenge at season 1, and it's from 2005, but I don't know if all the seasons are available, but I kind of want to watch it. Fatal Attraction, I think that is on Netflix or Hulu. Maybe I'll watch that. Blue Bloods, I haven't even watched that, but it seems interesting. I think that comes on regular TV. Hawaii Five-O, Jenny. Oh, Penny, Dreadful City of Angels. I feel like me and Skip watched that. The Amazing Race, I haven't watched any of it. Do you think that's good? This is like one of these reality shows where they're like racing to win. I haven't watched it, but maybe I should. Are competition shows good? I watch like food competitions, but I don't know if I've watched like actual competition shows where they have to do like active things. Probably not. I don't know the last time I watched Survivor, but honestly, I think that competition shows are pretty interesting, and I think we should give them a try. Moving into food. Veggie noodles are good. Air fryer rolls, why not try it? Black lemonade, I don't know what that is, but it sounds good, and I like lemonade, so I definitely try that. Mandarin orange salad, maybe. Crunchy French toast, I could eat French toast every day of my life. Is delivery worth it? Depending on what you're ordering, if you can go get it and it's cheaper, go get it. If it's something that's not near you,
I didn't know I was waiting for the question. No, why would they even think about doing this? You know what the motivation was? Well, again, I think that's what our internal review will find, and I'd rather wait until I hear what the results of that internal. Well, I don't need an internal review. I can read the document.
So interesting about that, Jason.
Are tips too high? Why are we paying all this money in tips when some of these like people are not good at their job? They don't get your drink. They don't do things correctly. Why is the expectation that a man can show up at your house, deliver a pizza, and get mad about a $5 tip and tell you this is a nice house, I should get a better tip? Why is that a thing? Like, this is a nice house. I ordered a fucking pizza. Give me my pizza. I don't care what you think. That's always an option too. I would have taken my tip back from that douchebag. Now, I don't even give tips when I get delivery, and typically I use my card. So if they get a tip, it's like $2. That's typically what the tip is for like a delivery, dude. If I do a tip with DoorDash, Uber Eats, or the other things, again, we're talking about $2 or $3. If you're getting like a $5 tip, first of all, that means we spent a certain amount of money. And I like waiting to give the tip after I get the thing so I can see if you did a good job or not. I think tips are too high, and I think we really need to consider what we're giving to people in tips. Spicy fried chicken sandwich sounds delicious, and we should try it. Today is another day and another opportunity for you to recognize your star power. Pay attention to politics because they're coming after you if you're Christian, and they're coming after you if you're conservative. They're coming after you if you have any values for your children and you don't want your children to be indoctrinated into the sex insanity. Right? One movie's #1 right now, and it's not Indiana Jones. Go watch that movie. Understand that a reckoning is going to come. And you want to be on the right side of history here. And the right side of history here is not on the Democratic side. It might not even be on the Republican side. It has to be on the side of sanity. Question who you're listening to. Take time to consider what people are saying around you. Be brave. Be strong. Be diligent. And be aware. Your star power is a power. Darkness is going to try to ruin that and take it away. But you have to be bright regardless. I dare you. Be the light you are. And I will see you tomorrow on Thursday. Don't forget your star wherever you are. Thank you for all you do every day, for believing in your star power. And thank you for being who you are. Looking in that mirror, understanding that you have the ability to do anything you put your mind to. I see you because you are the light in the darkness. And together, we are going to shine brightly and we are going to lighten up the universe, the galaxy, and the entire aura that exists out there. If this is the Matrix, I guess we're on the spaceship and we're going to be the bright lights where they can't see yet. Let's change this all together. I see you. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, same place, same time.